Hi, boys and girls, it's Mrs. Flat, and I'm sorry I can't be with you this morning because I have a doctor's appointment. Yuck. No one likes to, well, I don't like to go to the doctor, but that's okay. But I didn't want to miss you, so I decided I would make you this video, and Mrs. Streeter is there to help you out. So as you can see, I brought one of my pictures of the Northern Lights home with me so I can do a demonstration for you. When you were leaving art last time, we just put the snow down here. Remember we were taking our chalk and we were rubbing it? Okay, this might be a yucky sound on camera. Okay, and I told you that you could make it thicker in some spots and thinner in others, and you could use your fingers to blend it out. Some people really like the texture of the chalk, so it's this bumpy texture. You could also make it darker. One thing I like to do is I like to make a really strong line right on my horizon. I like it to stand out. We talked about doing things where you maybe make a line that looks like a pile of snow and then blend it out. But really the possibilities are endless. You can choose what you want to do. We also talked about, I hope we did, the book Snowman at Night. Mrs. Streeter, I know you're listening. It's in my closet with all the projects. So we talked about the book Snowman at Night, or at least I did in most of my classes, and we looked at the fact that snow at night doesn't necessarily always look white. Sometimes it looks like it's blue or has a little purple to it. Maybe has a little yellow to it. Now it's not yellow because of dogs. It's just yellow because of maybe street lights are glowing. Okay, so what you're going to need today, and again, I really want you to take your time. You guys have been doing an excellent project on this, and they do come out really beautifully if you take your time. You're going to use a piece of white chalk again today, and that's on the table on the side of the room. You're also going to use charcoal. Now, the thing to remember, especially with charcoal or any of the things we use today, the charcoal does not go in the box of your chalk pastels, okay? If you drop your charcoal, you need to pick it up. Charcoal can get messy really quick, and we don't want that to happen. But I'm going to work with you on giving you some examples of how to draw trees and actually being proud of what you have done. So last week I worked with Sawyer on her trees because she was just getting a little frustrated, and after a couple minutes, Sawyer was a great tree drawer. So let's talk about how you're going to do this. You're going to use a piece of chalk pastel. You're going to use a piece of charcoal, okay, and you're also going to have your white piece of chalk out. Trees that are here in the foreground are going to be bigger. As trees get farther back, they will get smaller. So to start a tree, you can pick wherever you want. I'm going to start here. I'm going to start with a nice vertical line. Okay, that represents the trunk of my tree. Now you can do the next step if you want. You don't have to. I like to envision a triangle. So with my charcoal, sorry, there's too many C's going on here. I like to envision a triangle. Okay, don't have to draw it. I can if I want. The good news is you can go back and mess around with these trees and come up with something nice as long as you don't get overboard in the first place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on the right of my tree. I'm going to go line down, 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 and just keep pulling it down and pulling it down and pulling it down and pulling it down until I hit the bottom of that triangle. Just little lines. Okay? There's part of my tree. And I hit the bottom of my triangle. I'm going to do it again on the other side. Just little lines. Okay, well, there's parts I don't like, so I'm just going to keep coming up and adding some more. If you lose the point of the tree, you just go up and add more. If you want the bottom bigger, you just add more. Okay, there's my little tree, but I want snow on it. So now I'm going to take my white, and I'm going to come in with short little lines. And I'm going to make it look like a tree. Okay? So what else can you do? You can keep adding trees. I'm going to add a tree right here. Do the same thing. Picture the triangle. You can draw it if you need to. It's shorter and then it gets wider. I feel like I'm on a TV show right now. Okay. Okay, Okay, I came home with my chalk and my charcoal because I was pretty sure that I didn't have a piece at home. There's my other little tree. And I freaked out because guess what? I didn't think I had my chalk pastels, but I have the same kind as you guys. So what can you do with these now? And you remember, you're only seeing a portion of my picture because it all doesn't fit under my camera right now. Now's the time that you can start adding some color in. You don't want to go overboard. Maybe put some blue in. Smudge it around. Okay. Can you have more trees? Absolutely. Mrs. Streeter, as you're listening to this, would you walk over to my cupboard and you will see, I think on the top, I believe it's the one from Mrs. Holland's class. I hope, maybe Peck, I'm not sure. There's one on the top of the pile that's mine, and you'll be able to tell that it's mine, it's finished, okay? All right, so as Mrs. Streeter's looking for that, guys, I'm just gonna keep adding some more color. I really like putting purple in here. If it gets too dark, you have that white, go back in and put some more white on top. Blend it all together, okay? Somebody came up with this idea last week, and you'll see in mine. Use some chalk pastels and light up the Christmas trees. Light them up. Maybe somebody's celebrating Christmas. They don't have to be Christmas trees. We can just put lights on the trees. This one's all in pink. Maybe it's like just a Valentine's Day tree. Okay, so the next thing would be, do you want to add anything else? We don't want to go overboard. We don't want to take away from all this cool stuff up here and all the cool stuff down here. If you take your time, I promise, you will probably have something that you like. If you rush, it's going to look like you rushed. On the example that Mrs. Streeter is going to show you, I made the teeniest, tiniest little snowman in the picture. I think it's on the right-hand side. I'm not really sure. But she will show you my picture. Use it as a reference. You should be done with these projects today so we can move on. However, you can't take them home. Look at me shaking my finger. You can't take them home because I'm going to spray them. So when we use something like chalk pastel, we spray them with something called a fixative. A fixative is usually a spray that preserves this. It keeps it all happy and it's not going to fade away. And it could still come off, but it protects it a little bit. And I will be doing something on yours for a fixative. I can't tell you exactly what I will use because I'm not sure. But the one thing I am sure of is I expect you to do a really good job. Have fun. I can't wait to see them when I get back. I'll be back on Wednesday. And I look forward to seeing your wonderful creations. Be good. Be kind. Have fun. Bye, guys.